You have three sons.
Mhm.
I want to know how old they are and what the difference was being a father to them is growing up and now because they're grown.
The oldest will be 30 in December. The middle son just turned 26 in April. The youngest son will be 23 in November.
All right.
The difference now versus then, I'm in a different place. They're not, well, one of them is part-time between under my roof, or as one lady says, between my bricks. So they're all different. When I look at them, the first son is the first one to do everything, so he gets attention for being the first one. The last child is the last one to do everything, so they get attention for being the last. The middle child is leftovers. The middle child is a repeat of the first. It's nothing important, nothing special. And so the middle child needs more love, needs more attention. The Bible talks about, and I'm getting emotional about my middle son. The Bible says that we're all members of the body, but all members don't need the same care. But those members that are less comely, or which appear to be less important, they need more abundant honor. They need more abundant attention. And so when we look at our children, we have to spend time getting to know who they are and how they are. As a younger parent, I had the information about it, but didn't know how to apply it. And even to this time, I'm still not fully there. But they're at a different space. My older son is a parent now as well. So he has a 7-year-old daughter. So I have one granddaughter.
Right.
And, you know, watching them interact and being able to interact in his life like my mother-in-law was in our life. I look at who she was and what she was in our lives as we were raising them. And now I'm watching her with her great-granddaughter. You know, she has her, you would think it was her daughter.
Wow.
You know, that's how she's in. And sometimes we look at...
has that helped you, to that model, like to see that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We talk about in the African American culture, it takes a village to raise. And I'm quite sure other people talk about it as well.
Well, I haven't heard it quite like that, so that's intriguing to me.
Right. So for us, yeah, the primary responsibility is the mom and dad. You had them, so it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
But at the same time, God also gave you parents, and God gave you grandparents, and God gave you great-grandparents, and aunts, and uncles, and cousins, and friends. So all of these people have an input in their child's life. So I don't look at it as they're not doing their responsibility. I look at it as my mother-in-law is available. She's retired. She's available. I'm available. They'll call her or they'll call me because we have the most flexibility. Who should they call?
Yeah.
So when we look at the children now versus then, with them being more adult or being adults now, we have a different conversation. It's not a matter of me telling you what to do. It's a matter of us having conversation. This is how I would do it. This is what worked for me. This is how I see it. But then they have their own minds as well. You made mention about the model your mom gave you with books and physical books. That was a model for that time. I tell folks, when we were growing up, our parents were our internet.
Yeah.
So they could get away with do as I say, not as I do. They could get away with children are to be seen and not heard. They could get away with all that. It wasn't right.
Point.
It wasn't right.
No, they could just...
But they could get away with it. You can't do that now.
It's just like you said earlier with the ministry. It's like they will...
Right.
They have access to information.
Right. And because of that, they're not challenging your authority. They're just challenging what you believe. And so we have to be free and open to hear their dialogue.